I request him to come on to the dais, please. Dr. Satyamurthy, born and brought up in Chidambaram and joined the Archaeological Survey of India as curator during 1970. Till his retirement, he conducted many excavations, including the investigation in Adichanallur, Tamil Nadu. During his service, he could undertake various conservation works in different monuments and published more than 100 research papers. The books published by him include the Nadaraja Temple, Chidambaram. His discovery of Tamil Sangam Muruga Temple in Salvan near Tiger Caves of Mamalapuram is a turning point in the art history of Tamil Nadu. As Director of Archaeology, Kerala Government, he excavated the archaeological site in Mangadu, Kollam district and fixed scientifically the dates of Iron Age in Kerala. At present, he is heading the Academy of Archaeology and Sciences of Ancient India Educational Wing of Reach Foundation, Chennai, an NGO engaged in promoting researchers in heritage studies. He is also the Honorary Secretary of Dr. Uve Swaminatha Iyer Library, Kalakshetra, Chennai, founded by Srimati Rukmini Devi Arjuna. I now request Dr. Satyamurthy to speak on minor deities in Kerala art. Over to you, sir.
Very much emotional because my entire career and also my entire, of course, the subject study was due to Dr. Ramaswamy Iyer only. Of course, for studying in MA, he gave a special scholarship to me. Of course, after finishing my BSc, that is, I was just sitting, then I was searching for a job. Then he searched from the university who are the persons who study Sanskrit in BSc. He called me and I told, sir, they may not allow me to study MA Sanskrit in my house. No, I will give a special scholarship. So he was the vice chancellor. He gave and then started. So because of that only I could build my career. So I'm very much always indebted to him. His son, Pattabhiraman, also was in central ministry. He used to come frequently to Chidambaram. So we interacted so many times. I was a small boy at that time. But anyway, their guidance, and also now Dr. Nandita is doing so much of great work in making us to come and speak because we are all retired. I retired 20 years back. So remembering us and calling us and telling. So the great personalities are here. Except, besides Dr. Nandita Krishnan, we got M. Tiwari, one of the greatest stalwart in Indian, of course, art history. Of course, we have seen him so much. I, of course, have the honor of course, reviewing one of his book on Jaina art, Jaina art. It's a beautiful one. It came in window also. And then Chudamani, of course, we meet frequently in conferences only, I think. So it is a good thing. So she's also, we are meeting only in thing. And then Srinivasan, one of our Sanskrit great scholar. He's simple, but his knowledge in Sanskrit and especially in Shastra is so great. He's also here blessing, and Rajarajan, of course, Balaji and his colleagues are all here and also here. All the people here who are all known to me in one way or other. But anyway, of course, Chitra is there. Of course, we are associated. Of course, here also we meet only in conferences, I think. But anyway, it's a good opportunity for me to revive some of the things which I was knowing because I was posted to Kerala. I'm not proper Kerala. In 1970, when I joined the Archaeological Survey of India, at that time Dr. H. Sarkar was doing this book on Kerala architecture. Of course, the book is published. For a short time, I was with him. So we used to frequently visit Kerala in 1970. Of course, that Kerala is different from the modern Kerala. Of course, what we have seen are in good memories, and also we ever cherish the memories. So it was so pleasing at that time. We used to go from village to village, of course in the old van, and also we have seen something. Of course, I was there for a short time, then I was posted to Harapin, so my career changed. But anyway, that was a good experience which I started. Then I got an opportunity to go. Opportunity to just work as Director of Archaeology and Deputation. Of course, again I was in Kerala. Again, I was asked to organize the Kerala Circle in 2000. Again, I had to go. So totally, I was there in Kerala for 13 years. But for residing in Kerala is, of course, will not give you much knowledge unless otherwise you just directly go deep into the people who are interacting with that, because the Keralites are very natives in their mentality. They will not disclose to you anything unless otherwise you force them to do it. The Nambudis themselves very difficult to get that is materials from them. But anyway, that is I could conserve some of the good monuments there, Vadakanatha temple, and so many temples there which we could do. And also this I could excavate one of the important site, Mangadu, which gave a turning point for Kerala's archaeology, because for the first time we fixed the date for the megaliths there in Kerala. Then we did offshore explorations in Kodungallur also. That was a very good experience with the Geological Survey of India. How the Kodungallur, whether the river was flowing directly into the sea or not. These things we have sent, we published the report in Geological Survey of India's annual reports and also their magazines. So anyway, if you want to know something about the minor deities of Kerala, of course it is very enigmatic for the art historians, because as of course the earlier speaker has shown you, that is, we don't have some massive sculptures or massive, even for worship, we don't have a very, very big one. It may not be more than 2.5 feet or 3 feet height only. Of course, they are all very conservatives. Even they were conservatives at that time. No, they are more conservatives. You don't allow you to take photographs. Whatever you can see, you can only conjecture only. Because of their saying, even while I was going with Sarkar, they will say 400 figure. The figure may be 200 only. But because of this thing which they attribute, they will say that it is 400. They will say some attributes. So Sarkar used to say, when you go inside, as a Brahmin, they will allow you to go nearer. But they will not allow me also to go. They want only Nambudiri Brahmins of their own clan to go. But that is a different thing. But anyway, we once or twice will see, and the book was published. But anyway, this is the problem for us to go direct into this there, because whether the minor deity or major deity, how it happens, who is managing, which clan is using, so many things are there. So this is generally the view of the temples of Kerala which you are seeing. Of course, from the earliest time onwards, the land of Kerala has exhibited distinctive characteristics, but yet in artistic aspects, complemented the general cultural pan-Indian traits. Whatever you get in Puranas, or thing will be there, but in a different way, in a lesser way, or it may be in a greater way also. In the early stage, it is very difficult to distinguish the Kerala art and architectures from the hinterland. Of course, Tamil Nadu and Kerala, if you go put together, if you go and see, it may be in the earlier stage it will be the same, of course, art and architecture, because it started with rocket architecture. You are seeing in Vidinjam. Of course, the variety of megalith tombs, of course, earlier, the temple or later, if you go to earlier megalith tombs itself, you'll find various types of tombs. Of course, the different shapes which you don't find anywhere in India. That is the thing, you can see megalith burials of different types and different shapes. Sorry, okay. Hello, it is there. So the different shapes, of course, it gave you got rocket temples, how they meant and how they cut the rock and made the tombs. And also there is, of course, so many people have worked on it, on the particular aspects of this megalith of the V.D. Krishnasamy, and so many people worked on this particular because nobody could read fully this megaliths of Kerala because the varieties were so much. That is, one variety will differ from each and every, the megalith will be different from the other one. That is a thing. We want to say that is the mindset of the people of Kerala, that is from the beginning was different, and also they wanted to have more innovations than the hinterland. That is a thing which I want to. Evolving the chronological schemes, of course, how you will, chronology is very important in A for art. That is, we have to say how it developed or how it is evolved. So this, we are depending upon only on archaeological materials. Because if you see a temple, that is how you will date it. That is depending upon the plinth of the temple on site, generally we date it. Of course, the Kerala temples are different in the sense. The temple which you are seeing outside is different from what is the temple inside. Inside the temple, always there is a Dravida Vimana of southern order, of if not miniature or lesser than the, what you are seeing outside. Because what you are seeing outside has developed after maybe about 10th century AD, CE, that is, which was added to the one. Without touching it, they have added a wooden roof because they found this, it was more leaky, it was not allowing, of course, rainy season, rain was so heavy. So they wanted to have a separate shrine. The shrine which you are seeing outside is, that is of later period, but what shrine which is inside, there is a shrine inside, you can go nearer and see, that is very near and see. That shrine is of an earlier period. So that is a problem for us to, that is, find about the art, it is a problem to date. Of course, these are the earlier period, you find this not much different from the Tamil Nadu. You are finding Tirunelveli, same type of thing. Kaviyur rocket temple, that is here also the same like our hinterland, Tamil Nadu. Also linga cutting or anything, there is square linga, everything is of Tamil Nadu nature only. This Kaviyur the cave, this was a cave temple, very interesting cave temple. Because what happens here, that is, instead of putting this Dwarapalaka, just put this donor himself as a Dwarapalaka. This is a donor or whatever you call him, patron himself. This is a new way of thinking. Instead of giving him a very important place. This is in art, it is it may be a turning point, but there is the end also, maybe beginning and end. So you can see this, again, another cave temples. Here also you can see these cave temples more like Tamil Nadu cave temples with all the accessories of having a Vinayaka. Instead of a Nandi, here they put a Hanuman that is in front. And of course it's not very clear because the photograph was taken during Sarkar's time. Of course this is Virinjam. It is also one of the earliest cave temple. Here we find this Kirata. This Kirata is Shiva's Kirata. This became a very multiplied and became very important theme for Kerala, either in folk art or in performing art or even in in paintings or even in worship. It became Virinjam. It is a very important cave temple of a small rock that is the cave. Of course, the beginning, the late phase, when the Bhakti movement came, that is from Tamil Nadu, of course, because the Tamil Nadu Alvars and also the Nayanmars, of course, with their thinking, that is, the art also developed. But they developed in a unique way. It's because the excellent models in many respects were made. After the old model, old sanctum inside, without disturbing it, they made the models outside. But they made it in such a way, this art was so, that is heavy, it is called as God's own country. Why it is called own country? It was not named given because of like that. Because here we find the models, different that is exhibition of the architectural models which were developed out of the inner sanctum. Without disturbing the inner sanctum, they have done it. Of course, we got upside down and also either square. So many types have come. Of course, the important aspect of this particular period in the post, of course, period of this Bhakti movement is this, they are not like hinterland. The stone was not exploited for the entire structure. That is important. Because in Tamil Nadu or even in Karnataka, if you go, the stone was exploited. Even now the exploitation is going on. Of course, as one of the member of the High Court committee which was formed to see the conservation works in the temples, I see even now they exploit, they use so much of huge. If the permission is given, that is for all the temples to do the flooring in stone level, all the mounts, all the hillocks in Tamil Nadu will go away. So that was the mentality of the mainland. But the Keralites were so, the plinth of lead, they found the plinth generally in granite. Of course, in 10th century AD onwards, only granite. Of course, the wall was mostly laterite, different stone, and also brick masonry wall, a timber on superstructure, and also originally it was covered with terracotta tiles. Then they converted into this, the modern using metal tiles, whatever it is. So the architects also different. They wanted a different architect or even a different craftsman for cutting the granite, for cutting the laterite, for making the, of course it is a very great thing. If you go to Tantra Samchya, you can see it gives measurements. How you can design that is curvilinear ceiling of the top. That is, the tiles were all measured. Of course, measurement is given. Even your computer cannot make. It gives such a kind of minute measurement to make the tiles, to place it there. That is the important thing. So since it was also arranged, also managed by so many artisans, it's called as God's own country. That is the reason why you are finding. You are finding this, as I told you, the plinth is of eco-friendly, not much exploitation of particular material. That is, plinth is of stone. Again, the wall is of brick masonry. In some cases also there is laterite masonry. Of course, the top is a wooden ceiling covered with the tiles and later metals. This is an art form. You can see when they want to develop it, they made it like this. So the walls they preferred for this mural paintings. Originally, there were about, when we surveyed in about 150 mural paintings were there in 1970s. Now 60 or 70 are there. I think whether they are going to preserve it or not. It is going. Of course, this is the thing. The same model, but inside sanctum is there. Over that, this is Iratalyappan, that is in one of the very important center for art and also architecture, as well as for religious purpose also. All the tantris were given training only in this particular temple. No sectarian, this is the very important aspect as far as art is concerned. Of course, as we are saying, the different model than the hinterland in Kerala, we find hardly sectarian concept could enter the perceptions of the people there. Of course, we don't find this Vaishnavism, Saivism, or even in religious form, or even for rites or anything. There's no difference. There is only one form. Of course, they say it is according to Vishnu Samhita, they follow for all the forms of worship, either Shiva, Vishnu, or what we call Bhagavati, Devi as Bhagavati, whatever is there. Because they have changed this. The Vishnu Samhita gives a clue. That is, it is only you have to convert yourself into Vishnu to worship Vishnu. You have to convert yourself into Shiva to worship Shiva. Like that, it gives prescriptions. So for that, they invented this Mula Mantras. So they have to inside, before entering the sanctum, they have to convert themselves into, because there will be a dosha, because if they are pouring water, the water will fall on them. So it is a great dosha for them. So they can, unlike Tamil Nadu where we see they are all born as Shiva. Shiva means Saivite, it's themselves. They are exempted, but not like that. So they have this ritual, then enter these things. Of course, the important aspect is, of course, the art as such, as you are knowing, it is only folk art had influence on classical art. Of course, the themes went from here, that is from the elites to the folks, and folk performed. Of course, there was a very good, of course, a bridge between both. Of course, Kabila Vasayam has done a wonderful book on this particular aspect. Of course, now we coming to this, our section of knowing about what happened to these minor deities or things. It's a place, second Chera Empire. That is a very important phase for us as far as art is concerned. So that is second Chera Empire. Of course, it's supposed to have Kulasegara Alvar. We don't know whether the same Kulasegara Alvar or not, but it is accepted by the Keralites as Kulasegara Alvar established this the second Chera Empire. Of course, and then Seraman Burman, capital city is son. The earlier one, Kulasegara Alvar, is a staunch Vaishnavite, and the Seraman Perumal is a staunch Saivite. Both of them contributed much for the Saiva and Vaishnava literature. They written, of course, Seraman Perumal is so great for them. That is, and also equally is Kulasegara Alvar. Kulasegara Alvar was so great because Kulasegara Alvar was so staunch follower of Rama. So when he was hearing the story of Rama, that is Rama was, Sita was kidnapped or went there. That when immediately he took his army and went to salvage Rama. That was his mentality. So Kulasegara was very important for Vaishnavas. But this is the Kulasegara Alvar. And also you are finding on the Seraman Perumal. Seraman Perumals, both of the Saivite and Vaishnavite, but there is no, that is ism there. Both of them all are surveyed. Because Tiruvanchikulam is the place where supposed to be their capital, Tiruvanchikulam. This is a Shiva temple there. Where here only we find this, in the sense of calling sub-deities or even demi-gods or whatever you call it. Here only we find the alvars that is worshipped. Because this is under worship, Satyamurthy Nayana, and also Cheraman Perumal is also the sculpture is there. This is the only place where there is in entire Kerala. They worship, that is them, and during this Swadhi of Adi Masam, they took it in procession and have a 1 week long festival there. But this is a very important temple because it reflects Tamil Nadu culture also. We find here that is the worship is for Nambudris, but there is separate shrine for Nadaraja. This is the only place where there is separate shrine for Nadaraja, and also they perform, there is Ardhajama Puja, which is not there in other temples, Ardhajama, where they take the Devi to the sanctum of Shiva. That is only in this particular temple it is there. So somehow that is the contact between Tamil Nadu and there continue. Upadeva Das, in art historians, it is the enigmatic problem to demarcate the minor deities in the sense of subordinate good to the main shrine. This is the very great problem because, as I told you earlier also, that is, if you want to say that is, it is a minor deity, that is, how it is a minor deity, it is, because of course we are having, of course, sub-shrines or Upadevatas. We don't have anything, such thing there because that is, we don't know, as I told you. So this is the thing. So there may not be anything that is the main and sub-shrines because, as I told you, we don't have much sculptures, much icons, much images, except the main image itself is only 2 feet, 2.5 feet or 3 feet. And iconographically I will come to later. They are all not much different. As Chudamani has shown you, I cannot show you much iconographical difference among them. The Shastra, now we are coming to this, what I told you, there is only a very minor changes. During the late medieval phase, Ayyappan, he became Ayyappa. One thing is, that is Upadeva Das, in earlier phase, that is, there was a great worship of Shastra. This Shastra was regarded as a great god, and there was, of course, that was a place where Ajivukas were there. Was philosophy developed only that particular part of the country, and Ajivikas, even though they are Orthodox religion, they considered that is Shastra as their main deity, and they gave shape to Shastra, and they worshipped according to the Ajivikas. So Shastra is very important god for them. But the Shastra, during the medieval period, it becomes a secondary position. It is not getting very, very important. But against Shastra, what comes? That is Ayyappa. That is, Shastra is supposed to be this, Ayyappa is supposed to be the incarnation of Shastra. So he came back as the Ayyappa and he dominated. This is the temple of Parthiv Sankaram, where you get a shrine, separate shrine, open to the sky, where Shastra was established. Of course, in this corner, photographs taken in 1970. So this is the Shastra. It is worshipped even now in open to the sky. It is not closed. So that type of worship was there. Another Shastra. But now he became again a universal God, which was originally Shastra as Ajivakas perceived it. It was a great God. And the name said gone to oblivion for some time. Again said resurrected in different form, in different name only, as incarnation of this, that is Shastra, Ayyappa came. Of course, major deities, of course, we are finding. That is, if you give the Ganadevatas, this, the main deity, it continued. Of course, this was in the Pallava tradition itself. Dakshinamurthy in the south, and also Narasimha or Vishnu on the west, and Brahma on the northern side. And the front side will be Brahma Shastra. Of course, we consider him as Subramanya also later, because of his Channavira, and also because he was associated with the elephant. He seated. This is the tradition which Pallava started. The Pallava rocket temple also, the earlier later temple also, we find this tradition. But that continued, that is throughout Tamil Nadu, including Kerala. Of course, this part of the Tamil Nadu, there is either Vishnu, Shiva, or Devi, any temple, that was the distribution. But unfortunately, for the past 100 years, this has been changed in Vaishnava temples, but it continues in Shiva temple. But in Tirunelveli area, you can see it's still the same continue. This was there. Of course, Parivara scheme of Shiva, if you see strictly, Shiva is a principal deity if you keep it. These are the Parvati, Subramanya, these are all in Tamil Nadu, Ganesha, Chandeswara. In Kerala, if you go, we don't get this Parivara Devas mostly in form. Recently they have instituted. This is the thing which they have done it. Of course, the places are there, even for Ashtadik Malakas, even for your Satyamurthy, and all the forms have been given. But there is no form, it is only either a stone or a simple linga-like form, or they will give only Balipida. There they will give the Bali and worship before the work starts. But they will not, they don't have any, there is forms, iconographic forms, all these things. So that is the reason why we are lacking to study the minor or major deities. But this would be this minor deities which they have accommodated with the main deity, but there is no form. This is almost continuing even now, except very few places. Of course, this is a very rare form of the Ashtatik Malakas, now installed in the Dhatastamba of the Tiruvanchakalam temple. Of course, this is recent tradition, but this was not there in the originally as a sculptural form, art form. That is the reason why we are lacking to study the art as such in form. Of course, there is Vishnu Parivaras also was there, there is Sankarshana, of course Vasudeva, of course with their consorts, Pradyumna, Aniruddha. Of course, this Garuda was added, but these are all not given form. They are all only that is worship in mantra form. Even now it continues. If you go to this, even your temple in Trivandrum, that is actually you see during even the festival day, they will offer to the various forms. They say about 236 forms of Vishnu. They offer Bali. They tell the name, but no form. But they will tell the name and offer the Bali in 7 circuits. They will go. That is even now continuing. They are not given form, but they say it is mantra form. Generally they say it is only this is the form generally for Vishnu. Of course, you cannot go and see that. This was drawn by the artist of about 350 years back. Of course, this is a very wonderful form of Vishnu, which is in the sanctum. But this is the only form for Vishnu, either or Krishna or anything, Narasimha, but this only form. They say it is only Sankalpa. Of course, it is Vishnu, will be what you call it, even Narasimha, even any form they can give. It is only Sankalpa form. They change the Mula mantra only. Of course, great kshetras, if you go to Vadakanada is one of the greatest kshetra as far as Kerala is concerned. It is central Kerala. Of course, because of not only for Shiva, for Vishnu also it is very important because we get Vishnu shrines also all around it. The Vadakanada Tiruchur, we got shrines of Vettakkur Magan. Of course, I am not developing it because Ayyar is going to talk about that. But anyway, we got sub-shrines, of course, where we can call this Vettakkur Magan is a sub-shrine, maybe a sub-deity. Of course, another form of Shiva's son. Of course, the story goes little long with Arjuna's and Somati goes on. But it is the sub-shrine. It was there inside. But during my period, there was a problem to worship inside. Because when I was there in 2000, I think, 2000 we have changed it to second circuit. It was inner circuit. And Simhodharan, they call it Simhodharan. It is only, there is what we call Udarayamukha. Udarayamukha is the motifs we found from even Karnataka, we find it. We find it even so many rock-cut temples, we find it. Even in Tamil Nadu, we find it. Of course, they worship it as a sub-shrine in the eastern part of the main shrine as a Simhodhara. They worship the sculpture is there. That is the only sculpture that is intact, you can see it. Separation for Nandigeswara, that is also installed inside. Besides the separation for Adi Sankara, it is a recent origin. They have constructed a shrine for Adi Sankara because Tiruchur is very much associated with Adi Sankara. Because Adi Sankara, actually, that is, his parents went there and prayed there and did penance and got Adi Sankara. That is the story. So, because Adi Sankara also, they believe there are two matas, Vadakke Mata and Tekke Mata, established by him, where the Nambudris even now they continue practicing these Vedas and all the Tantras. So they believe that is Sankara also that is attained moksha there only, according to them. So they have constructed one shrine very recently that is inside. This is the plan of the temple where you can see many shrines. And this is Simhodharan, which they call. This is Simhodharan. Of course, strictly speaking, for art historians, only Udarayamukha, which is Satyamurthy has published many articles on that. Of course, this is another sculpture, of course, rare form of art, which is, I think it is, I'll tell you later. This is the very important art form. This is Sankara. This is while she was talking about Bhagavati. So whatever the art forms they wanted, whatever the minor deities or major deities they want to invoke, that is in another temple or some other temple, they will write it like this in the form. That is make a column, very big column, and color it and worship for that day or one day and remove it. Again, yesterday they got to make, especially this is for during the Onam, 40 days earlier to Onam. Either in Vishnu temple or Shiva temple, they will make all these columns and worship in the night. And after the worship is over, they will remove it. Again, the next day they got to make it. You can see. This is the Bhagavati. Bhagavati is worshipped like this one, even though Bhagavat Seva, other things are there. This is the very native form of that is worshipping Bhagavati as a minor or major deity. As many hands as you want, they will put it and develop it. This is one of the interesting aspect of worshipping the even minor deities. If they want, they will add it to that and worship it. Of course, now we have seen in the morning also about the Naga worships. The Nagaraja is very important for the entire India, especially this in South India, in Tamil Nadu also, they have got Naga stones. But the interesting aspect of Naga worship in Kerala is each and every family will have a separate temple in their own house. That is in the courtyard of the house. They will have a Nagarakavu. That is, they will have construct a small hut, small building, where they will keep this Naga stone, or without Naga stone also they will have only a picture. Even without them also, they will lit the lamp daily or whenever, at least once in a year they will go and perform this worship. This is going on even nowadays, especially this Naga, Nagar community keeps this alive. Of course, they want to continue it even now. So it is going on even now. So Nagaraja is a major kshetras or minor deities, but it becomes a major deity, as a very important deity is in Mandar Sala and some other temple. You can see this is the Naga slabs, or which you are seeing. You can see plenty in other temples. You can see behind the, of course, in the courtyard of the Nagar community, they used to keep this and worship. Of course, if not daily, at least once in a year, they will go there and perform the pujas and come back. Of course, this is a laterite one. We have got of course, these are all votives offered, which she has shown in the morning also. These are votives offered to the temple by the devotees. Popular Naga worship sources, Vasuki, 8 Nagas they worshipped, major Nagas, Nagarajas, and each and every house have got a name for that. That is the Nagaraja temple. Vasuki is Mandarasala, and Pamuvekadi in Tiruchur we got a very mana. It is inside. The rituals are very elaborate. If you go to Naga temple, Naga Bali is a great thing. Of course, when we used to organize some conferences in Kerala, we used to, in the evening, we will perform, ask them to perform on Naga Bali. Very wonderful. You will just go into the Naga Bali and come back. That is, it is they mesmerize you. That is, it's 2 or 3 hours. A very important aspect. This is Manar Sala temple, you are finding. Of course, they say there is the worship in different, of course, it may not be originally, when I have gone there about 50 years back, it was only a small house. Now it is multiplied, it's very, very huge buildings. So Ananda, Vasaki, Takshaka, Karkodaga, Shankan, Gudikan, Padma, these are the Nagas. That is the Maganagas, which they, of the Ashtanagas, which they worship in different places. But this is personified. You can see this. Vishnu himself is, there is personified, that is having the Nagas. That is, all the heads have been given. So a wonderful painting from central Kerala. You can see this Naga's head is personified as a Naga himself. These Naga temples, you can see the huge Nagas. Of course, people go there. Of course, this is Naga Yakshi. The important aspect as far as social and environmental aspect is concerned, that is, one thing is clear from this worship of Naga. Of course, they all lived in a more open air. Maybe, of course, if you see the medieval work of Sanskrit works, Sandesa works, it gives a description of the houses, rivers, and plants and grows in Kerala. Probably it was only the more forest area they lived inside. Even the landed properties there, they lived there only. They will not go to a village. They will not form a village. There is a thing just given in so many Sandesa works in Sanskrit. You can see there is there. So probably they were more scared of this Naga. So of course Naga bitings were there. There are so many stories about this Naga biting and how they cure it, how the poison is going, how the mantra is applicable. These things are all very interesting as far as Kerala is concerned. So this one, that is the reason why they constructed so many huge temples where people also patronize. Of course, Vettakoru, I'm not going to that aspect because she is going to read a paper on that. But anyway, it is the Sankalpa form of Shiva, one way. Sankalpa of Shiva, probably the discus of Kirita, that is while granting Paspada Arjuna, of course, the offspring of this couple was this Vettakoru. She will deal it in. This is generally a very common scene. That is, you can see in the paintings of the mural paintings of Kerala, where Arjuna's penance and also Shiva coming and fighting. These are all the things without this thing, because this Kiratajunya is very popular theme, not only that is in the paintings, it is also in performing arts. If you go to this the Kathakali, that is the main theme will be, most of the themes will be only that is Kiratajunya. That is how Vishnu came, how they can dance, so many things are there. Of course, is Arjuna, he is becoming Vetakorumagan. Of course, he is going to tell Sam. This is also one of the wood carvings. Whatever you want to conjecture in Kerala, this art, you have to conjecture only out of the secondary schemes from either wood carving or from the mural paintings. This is also a wood carving from the same Tiruchur temple. Beautifully they have made wood carvings. Of course, they could not do more on the stone, as I told you earlier also. Massive sculptures are not available, but they exceeded this more in wood. Of course, this is the painting which they have completely. Of course, Brahma's deity was worshipped by them only in mantra. We don't have separate shrines, but only one exception is there. We have got in Thiruvallam near Trivandrum. We have got a Parasurama temple. One of the shrines of 13th or 14th century AD is dedicated to separate shrine for Vishnu. There is Brahma. There is within Shiva the Parasurama temple. There is a main deity is Parasurama. There it is there. Of course, it is a very popular temple. Of course, the Bali for that is Brahma is made. No wonder it is made. No wonder it is made. It is only that is on mantra form, not in art form. This is Parameswara temple. It's a Parasurama temple. Because this, as you go this in art, you can see the minor deities in paintings. You can see, if you want to see the Indra, you can see Indra. Navagraha you can see. Of course, Navagraha are the carvings, wood carvings of the temples, mostly on the ceiling. Of course, rare pradishtas are there. That is very important. Of course, we cannot, whether we can call it minor deities or not. But we are having, if you see, if Sita is there, she has got separated the pradishtas, the temple. Of course, Sita and the Navagraha temples in Palupuli in Wayanad district, a separate temple for Sita and of course, Lava and Kusa, or Gandharva Yakshi, they got a separate temples. Of course, one thing, as I told you about the poisons of the snakes, we got a separate temple at Silandi, spider. Probably to get rid of the spider poison, they have constructed a temple for spider. This is also there in Pathanamthitta district. So these are all the rare, or we can call it either minor deity, or I don't know, because it is a temple itself is there. Because now we come to Vishnu Maya. Vishnu Maya is a very important aspect, both benign and also this evil aspect. We got two aspects of Vishnu Maya in Kerala temples. This is in an auspicious manner. If you want to invoke Vishnu Maya, it is the only Shiva you are seeing here. That is another one you can see. This is you are seeing that is after this. When Shiva is having cajoling with this Vishnu, when Vishnu is in a different form, that others not liked it, but that is Vishnu took his form of Vishnu Maya. At that time, he was a Vishnu Maya. Even though he is a Vishnu, as a Maya, he became a lady. That is according to them. So that was worshipped for anything. Vishnu Maya sculptures are there. This is one of the brands. We got Vishnu Maya sculptures under worship about 50 years, 60 years back. Now they give some other name and worship. But this is Vishnu Maya. We find few sculptures in Trivandrum Museum also, bronze and also in wood. Wayanad districts we got Sita Devi temple, which I told you. Separate temple dedicated to Sita Devi. Of course, now we come to this another important aspect of Kerala. Is this, we have got is Durdevatas. That is very important aspect. Whether to call it as a sub-deity or a minor deity, but the deity was there. It was only a minor deity few years back. Of course, about 20 years back, when I left Kerala also, it was not that much. Now it has become very popular. We have got Kutti Chatan, Karikutti, Maran Kuttis, Kallati Muttan, and Bhairavans, Kalabhairavan, and so on, so many, the about 8 or 9 totally. Tantric is, of course, some of their work also, that is, Tantric treatises were also, Saradhatilakam, Mantrasaram, Yantrasaram, and Prayogasaram, Tantrasaram. Some of them are in Malayalam also. It mentions about these deities. This is also known as Vishnu Maya, as I told you earlier. It was a very auspicious mode of Vishnu. This is another story about this Vishnu, which the locals conceived. I will come to it later. This is the Vishnu Maya sculpture. It is also known as Kuti Satan. It is a minor deities. It was under worship only in Madams. Some of the Nambudhiris was earlier. And then some of the Nair families took it as a thing and they worshipped this Panikir's family. But again it became, this is Kulivika's son. Kulivika is, according to their mythology or a story, local folk story, Kulivika was a local folk woman. And she, when Shiva came in the case of to save Arjuna, to give Paspada, then she wanted to beget a son after Shiva. Shiva only should be mine. She worshipped Parvati. Parvati took the form of Kulivika and came to Shiva, and his son was born. This was the son whom another son, according to the local tradition, of Shiva. Shiva left it there with Kulivika's care and went to Kailasa. But his son has grown. But when he became adult, he came to know that Shiva was his father. So what he did was that he went to, with his magic power, he went to Kailasa. Of course, Kailasa was not allowed. Then he took the form of Vishnu. That is so, and entered, since Vishnu was allowed to go inside. Then Shiva recognized him as his own son. And then Shiva gave him all the boons and also asked him to stay there. But Shiva, Vishnu Maya told, Vishnu Maya is his son, he told, no, I want to go and serve the downtrodden people whom I lived for a long time. So Kulivika was a downtrodden lady. So he came back, that is getting into buffaloes. And he saved the people by doing the magics, whatever you call it, good or bad, and he saved them. So Vishnu Maya, it was very popular. This is Vishnu Maya shrine. Vishnu Maya, 45 minutes all. Vishnu Maya shrine. You are seeing Vishnu Maya. It is a Kuti Chatan. It's also Kuti Chatan. It was not popular when I was there. It was only Madam. Now within just 20 years it is developed because of the media people. There is huge people are going. Now you can see this temple. It was a small shrine, a house only. Now it is developed it. This is the main shrine temple. Of course, Dhanvantari. That is, we have got temples for Dhanvantari also. Of course, there are some of the rare temples. Uttappan, I will come to it later. And also Dhanvantari temple. This is a Dhanvantari temple. It is in Nelluvai, near, of course, Guruvayur. This is a main temple where Dhanvantari is worshipped. Of course, the doctors go there before they start their practice, even now. This Dhanvantari temple. Of course, we have got this Kannagi temple. We will come to that immediately because it is very important aspect. Kannagi is, we think it is a Tamil Nadu heroine, but she had a separate temple there. Of course, this is the Kannagi temple. Of course, they say he came back there and he is entered his lost there only. Her samadhi is there. This is the temple known as in Kodungalur, known as the temple of secret chamber. They close to the temple, the chamber is there. It is completely closed all around. But there is they keep a Bhagavati and worship. This is the Bhagavati. That is Kodungalur Bhagavati. They worship it as in the temples as Kannagi. Of course, Kannagi temples, we have got the important aspect is, it is far more for these folk people and also these downtrodden. So in this month, this Panguni Masam, that is in Bharani, they are allowed to go there for 3 days. The temple will be closed. They will be fully in charge. They sing songs of folk songs and dance there for 3 days completely. Of course, this is the very important festival as far as Kannaki temple is concerned. But subtrends are there. As you told yesterday, Vaisuri Mata is there, one of the main temple. It was only outside as a sculpture, which I also used to worship there those days. But now they are constructing a temple over it. Of course, this is one of the important Tauttumudi. Mudi means elder people. Tauttumudi means yes, they put husk over and worship. This is continuing even now. This photograph was taken by Sarkar himself during that time. Rama and his brothers are not going to. Rama and brothers, Rama, not only Rama, his brothers also have separate temples, but all these are having only iconographically only Vishnu, but these different names. You are having this Tirupuriyar, this Rama temple, this is Kodalamanikam temple, this Bharata temple. This is again Lakshmana temples. Of course, Nammalvar has sung on these particulars, the Lakshmana temple, so many beautiful songs, I am not going into that. Of course, if you read that, you will just melt. Like that, the songs were there. And the Satyamurthy temple. Of course, Muttappan is another deity, there is sub-deity, whatever you call it. He is also incarnation of, supposed to be Vishnu. There is a big story that is behind him. Of course, he was a tribal or even a local god as far as Kannur was concerned, near Kannur. But he has become popular now, he is a universal god slowly, like Ayyappan. This is Muttappan. This is the temple. This was a small hut when I saw it about 50 years back on the banks of the river. Now this Muttappan is also a folk deity. As she told in the morning, they enacted this the Muttappan drama, that is as a folk art or every Tayyam. That is, Kerala is having a Tayyam of different types. When I was a director, of course, documented it. There are more than 300 Tayyams and Ottandullal in Kerala. Each and every village has got its own variations. Of course, at that time we were not having provisions to document it photographically, but we could document it only orally, by of course voice only. Of course, this is also Tayyam, another Tayyam. Each and every village will have the same Muttappan story I didn't tell. Muttappan is supposed to be Shiva's son only. So another big story is there because of lack of time, not going into it. His son only. So the Muttappan means elderly person or a tata. His tata, so worship it. So Mahabharata villains, before I finish, I want to say it. Duryodhana was worshipped in stone panels without form in the sanctum of one of the temples in Kollam district. It is open to sky. Of course, they say Kurva community worship him. They say a story because when he came in search of Arjunas and also came Pandavas, he came to their village. He was not having anything to drink. Then Kurva lady gave a drink. She gave only a toddy. It was so tasty that fellow blessed him with so much of property. Then she learned he was a king. Then the tribals they appreciated Duryodhana's things and they worshipped him as a god. You are seeing this they constructed a temple for him. And also this is an open space inside. There is no sanctum where Duryodhana is worshipped. Of course, this is an annual festival they are having. They are going to have it in this month end. So it will be where all the god and goddesses around will come to this village. It is a tribal base originally. They will take this kavadi, they call it there also. They will bring it, they will enjoy. They will have 3 days, they will be there. This big festival where this Duryodhana is the main hero. Again, Saguni is also having a temple there. That is one of the important aspects. They believe that Saguni came there and worshipped Shiva and got rid of all the sins. So the Saguni is worshipped. These people can get rid of their sins. This is the thing. Of course, recent origin, there is in a village, of course, in Idukki district, there is a small shrine for Thiruvalluvar. Of course, it is a very rural area, a very hilly tract. That is, the villagers joined together. I don't know, one man read Thirukural, he enjoyed it, he wanted people to know about Thirukural. He constructed a small hut where they assemble once in a month and also chant this Thirukural as the mantra. These are some of the forms of this thing. This is some forms under worship. This is Vishnu Maya I showed. This was under worship for a long time. This is another Vishnu under worship. This is important aspect of for art historians. They are all hollow cast. It is not it is dated 9th century AD. In early period, the Kerala worshipped Holocaust, which was a taboo in Tamil Nadu. I'm not going into that. This is Satyamurthy, which is you has shown it. This is one of the bronze in Trivandrum Museum now. Hold it. They were worshipping this also. This was under worship in the temple and then gone to the temple. Of course, this of recent origin, we are having Dasavataran on panel. Is developing, of course. Our art is developing and innovation is developing. In one, there is a form. One Vishnu, they want to have all you can see is all the Dasavataras in one form. This beginning from Matsya to all the things. This is things, of course. I cannot go more for that because my time is over. But anyway, as far as Kerala is concerned, I told you earlier also, we don't know much that is icons to interpret in our own way as Chudamani has done it. They have to conjecture with the available folk art and painting. But it is very fantastic and also fabulous. Each and every village is having its own thing. This village will not have the same thing there. If you see it, if you go there, that is in this is the season. This is 3 months. You can enjoy it. There you can see this different types. In southern Kerala, you can see this Vatandulla. Each and every village it will change. The theme is different. They will worship Bhagavati. They will have the form of Bhagavatis. Of course, most of the things are, that is, they invoke the gods in themselves. That is the reason why we are lacking in, and go to the houses and that fellow will be worshipped. That is the thing which are having. So I am thankful to you for giving me an opportunity, especially to Madam for giving me another opportunity to come and speak to you all. Of course, I don't know whether I could cover the entire thing, but something I covered. Of course, it's very big topics. Thank you all.
Thank you very much, sir. It's a highly informative lecture, and you have almost covered every small deities, the minor deities in Kerala, and you've given a lot of topic to the youngsters to study more. I now invite our director, madam, to give a moment.
Came to Kerala or any part of the south. So how do you think this came?
Particular village, they are all tribals. Somehow they associate themselves as Duryodhana. These photographs was taken. Now I don't know how the temple is there. When I went to Sarkar about 55 years back, when I told Sarkar that they say this temple for Duryodhana, and he was telling, you are making me April Fool. He said, it was April 1st that day. So that was the reason. But somehow they attributed to Duryodhana. Of course, Duryodhana came there and blessed them. That's it. No, as we know, Draupadi has come deep into south. Draupadi is, I know when Draupadi is good. Similar way to Duryodhana, and Sagudi also came here. Of course, this is only a particular village, it is not developed. But why we got Draupadi, that's multiplied and ramified and so many things. In Tamil Nadu, we got Draupadi as good. So I was thinking for villain, when he came there, that is, he gave them, of course, gifts or anything, that is, as he was pleased.
He started with praying the wickets and the villains first. I just want to pray to them who are there to destroy or to disturb the work of those for which they are not even going to be concerned or benefited, but they will do it. So it was that way that worshipping the villains by that way to get their you may say blessings or not to have those qualities in them. So it was negative kind of worship. It could be.
Because Haripriya Rangarajan, whose volume has just come out 2 days ago, she once gave a talk here where she praised Kaikeyi And it's very interesting because saying that it was because of her that Rama could go and the whole Ramayana could take place. Thank you very much, sir. This is fascinating.